Thoughts going into the final exhibition game. The team yesterday challenged them again, don't get ahead of the process. And I asked you this, but I'm gonna ask you it again just because I want to hear it again. What are you looking for tonight?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is I'm looking for us to find another level of our level of competitiveness. I just think we have more to give. And so challenged on the last couple of days, had a really great film session today. And so I'm excited to see the energy that they come out with today.
How has Mai Yamamoto adjusted to WNBA style, and what's her role on your system?
Yeah, Mai has adjusted very quickly. She's extremely smart. She picks things up very quickly, and I've been impressed with her ability to lead a unit and her vision. So she has played as a point guard. She's also played off the ball, and she's just adaptable and flexible and super smart, so can help others around her.
Coach, what kind of style of play are you looking to implement with these new rookies? And you have two prolific scorers in Paige and Arike. What kind of style of play are you looking to implement this year?
Yeah, well, it's always going to start with our defense. So I'm always going to talk there first, right? We have to want to compete on that side of the ball consistently, and that's every day. That's all we're talking about. It's always going to start with defense and having a desire. Offensively, though, it's all about speed and space for us. So I want us to play fast and free. I want that floor to be really open. We've got all sorts of dynamic options and versatility, so the more we can open the floor up and give them space to go and do what they do, the better off we're going to be.
When you think about the team culture, what's the standard that you're trying to set?
Yeah. It's, when I first came in, the first message to the team was everyone gets a clean slate. Like, we get to rewrite the scout together. That's individually. Forget, perceptions of you around the league. If you've been in the league for a while, I'm not coming in here with preconceptions about anybody. I'm giving everyone a fresh slate and an opportunity to be the teammate they want to have and be an example. So that's been the message early on, and I'm excited about where we're heading. There's, you can't force relationships, you can't force culture. It's how you show up every day. It starts with your words, but ultimately it's your actions and your behaviors. It'll take care of itself. But what we're super intentional about the process of establishing it and making sure that we're not, to Ron's point, skipping any steps, because we want to get this foundation nice and strong, and that all starts with culture.
Coach, how does your plan for tonight's game, where you have players that you need to look at about making the team, and then you have your last exhibition game, you want to get your starters minutes up, perhaps, so how do you quantify that tonight? Yeah,
it's a balance, right? Finding opportunities for everybody. So you'll see it out there. We'll look to explore some different combinations and lineups of those who are kind of in our core group that we know will be on this roster. And then we will as well find minutes for those scratching and clawing for the final spot. So there will be balance. Don't expect anyone to play over 25 minutes. So,
Coach, from day one till now, what have you learned most about yourself as a new head coach?
That's a great question. I appreciate you. You asked very insightful questions and challenged me to think. I'm learning every day. Just, you think it's one way, and you need to continue to prepare and be very purposeful. And at the same time, you have to have a level of flexibility when things don't go how you thought they might or think they should. So I'm learning every day just in terms of leading a staff and how I can best lead them and get the most out of them and give them opportunities to continue to grow. I'm learning every day about each of our players and how each one responds and individually what those relationships are like. So it's just every day I feel growth for myself. And I'm just taking it all in and trying to improve myself day in and day out.
Thank you.
Go to Rob on the Zoom.
Thank you. Rob Tianson from the Podium Finish. Coach, the team chemistry has looked really strong throughout preseason, and as we get into this final preseason game, what do you think has contributed to this quick cohesion, and what aspects of the team's on and off court relationships are you most pleased with so far?
you win in the locker room first, and I credit to Kurt and our front office with bringing in good people, right? It starts there at its base. When you have high character people, you know, it's an easier start for me to now establish what we want to establish. So I'm excited and encouraged early on, and at the same time, mindful that we have another level. I talked about it early. I just think we have another level of compete and have to find an edge about ourselves. It's great. We're getting along. They're building trust. It's light. It's great. You know, we're having fun. We're laughing. And I want all that. And we're going to have all that. And when the ball tips, there's another level that we need to get to of just feistiness, edginess, competitiveness, and I'm challenging them, like who's gonna lead, who's gonna call somebody out, who's gonna hold each other accountable. So I'm looking for that as we continue to grow together.
What can you say about this team from Tokyo? It's not every day you play an international team. Have you studied them? Is there a difference in how they play?
Yeah, not a whole lot. We have Mai, who is one of their better players, but I just respect the brand of basketball that they play in terms of, you know, it's usually very fast. They spread the floor out and they look to shoot a ton of threes. So it's going to challenge us in a lot of good ways. So I'm excited about the opportunity to just compete against somebody else tonight.
Anybody else? Good. Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
There's a lot of anticipation as we have a lot of people that are here to see Paige Bueckers. Obviously, you got Arike Ogunbowale warming up behind me. I mean, like, a lot of people are here to look at this new look Dallas Swings team. This is what Paige Bueckers had to say about her upcoming game.
What can you say about the difference between being at UConn and being with Dallas?
Yeah, the pace is faster, there's a shorter shot clock, you're trying to get shots earlier, the shot clock is so fast, yeah, I think
talked a lot about screen navigation. It looks like you guys are working on that quite a bit at the end of practice yesterday. How was that part of your game evolving?
Well, it's getting better. Definitely not where I want to be eventually, but trying to grow and get better every single day. And it's tough in this league. We've got great shooters in the league that are coming in making a lot of screens. Good screen setters, so we've been working a lot of practice.
You looking forward to playing in front of the home crowd? Already a pretty good lineup. Waiting to talk to you, get a high five and autograph. Is that exciting for you?
Yeah, definitely. This is the first time in front of the Dallas crowd.
Did you mention maybe getting a dog when you were mic'd up at practice? Did that happen this week?
It didn't. I had a mature conversation with myself. Like, we have a long road trip, like the first 2 weeks of the season, so I don't want my dog to grow up in an unstable home. So I kind of am going to contemplate a little bit, but I really would like to.
You don't want to be an absentee parent, right?
Yeah, I want to be a great parent.
You've talked about being more aggressive in games. What does that look like for you in games?
Using my voice, not being afraid to leave from where I'm at. I know working, I don't have any experience up to this point, but just continue to use my voice, a little confidence within myself and my teammates, and then just look for my shot. Offensive defense, try to create pressure, hold the force, other things.
And another question I wanted to ask is, who do you expect from your UConn teammates to come to visit you in these games this year? Or do you expect anybody? Or
Yeah, I think KK is coming next week, so she'll be here. Ace will come and visit. I'm going out to Connecticut this month and then too, so I'm sure there'll be a lot of people here.
How are you enjoying Dallas so far?
I love Dallas. The weather for sure. It's been a little rainy, but the heat.
Have you been to any new areas that you're not familiar with, or anything that stands out?
Mostly Arlington, a little bit of Dallas, but there's good spots for sure.
You're wearing Kobe slots in the game, and right now, what's the why you choose to wear Kobe and any other Kobe brands?
I love Kobe, but they're very comfortable, and I love it.
It's probably going to sound redundant to talk about being here, having the crowd on this side. Talk about how it's going to
Just being in the crowd,
Like
Paige, what parts of your game do you feel the most confident in right now?
Right now, I mean, that's a good question. I would say just my ability to try not to get split up and play at my own pace. Obviously, it's great defenders in this league. I get trying to go out and over, try to do it. But I think that's what I'm going to go at. Just going in my confidence and using my voice as a leader.
You and Arike getting really hot. How would you describe your chemistry with Arike? Do you think you could be the most dangerous tandem in the league?
Yeah, it's growing every single day, like I'm talking about. You see to get better with the requirements. So it's going to be like on offense, defense, communicating. It's not going to be pretty all the time. We're still learning how to play with each other. But yeah,
what are some ways you want to use this game tonight as you continue to adjust to the team? And how have you benefited from last week in practice?
I think tonight, using my voice, getting the team organized, and point guard and point guard, making sure everybody knows what they're supposed to do. If something's setting up, we talk about it, and about doing something. And then, like I talked about before, trying to navigate hunting shots on defense, creating plays, transition on defense, and continue to find a
Carrington spoke a lot about just bringing defensive intensity and making sure that this team is ready to play as she's stepping into a new leadership role. This is what DiJonai Carrington had to say about her game.
DiJonai, first time playing in front of this home crowd. How are you feeling about the opportunity to play in Dallas?
I'm excited, beginning of the season, I'm excited, but especially when there's a change of scenery, change of everything, so I'm just excited to get out there and get started, yeah.
Expectations for the final tune up, right? Get out there and get some reps and focus on the
we just want to continue to get better. Obviously, our first exhibition was pretty early on, so hopefully we cleaned up some of the things that were in this weekend in practice and continue to go from there. Sorry? Just our transition defense, picking up the ball earlier, being up higher, close at the screens, and guards just working harder to get there and guard one-on-one. So trying to work on that, and then offensively just working on our spacing, our timing, just trying to figure out how to play together.
You and Paige just kind of had a fun little big sister, little sister rivalry going in practices. How is that relationship developing, and how is that going to help you on the court?
Yeah, I told her that this is my punishment for bothering all my beds my first 4 years in Connecticut. So God is full circle in this for me. But no, she's just a great young lady, a great personality. We mesh well. Our personalities are similar. We both are lighthearted, and so I think that just having a rapport off the court always helps you on the court because you're able to just talk to each other and know that the person's coming from a place of only wanting the best for you. So I'm glad to, have that relationship and hopefully we'll all develop that. It's always fun coming back to someone that you're semi-familiar with. When I was at Baylor, it was COVID, so I wasn't able to really see how the state of Texas comes out and supports women's basketball. So I'm excited to get a feel and a taste of that. And I know it's going to be crazy in here every single night. It's going to be packed to the brim, so I'm excited. I just want to continue to get better. I want us to continue to get better every single game, every single day. I know people put a lot on, numbers and things of that sort, but we're just trying to figure it out right now, and I think that we'll peak at the perfect time.
Paige talked about screen navigation as an area she wants to improve.
Yeah.
As someone who's one of the best defenders in the league, just what are the keys to effectively navigating screens?
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot of effort and heart. You just have to be ready. It starts with communication, knowing that the screen's coming, but I think a lot of people, when they hear a screen, the first thing they do is try to look for it or take a step back, and that's when you get beat. So I've just been trying to tell them that as soon as they hear a screen, to come forward and to try to get into the offensive player's body and just make it hard for them. So hopefully that's what everybody, and myself included, can do that.
Arike Ogunbowale spoke about the fact that she's also in a new leadership position because this is a different Dallas Wings team than she's ever had to explore. This is what she had to say about this.
They always support, they're always loud.
How important are these games for you guys?
Yeah, they're important for them. Stuff. Obviously, it doesn't matter towards your record, but it's important, game that can
Seems like you guys really enjoy playing with Nye. How cool is it that she gets to play kind of home team?
Yeah, it's going to be a great experience for her being able to take us to the home team and being able to be here and living out her dream. So, really excited for her.
Expectations on this last tune-up, or just get out there and get reps, or fix it up, more focused on
more so reps. Like we're gonna treat it like a practice game. Like I said, we get to count towards their record. So try different lineups, get some reps in, and get ready for next week.
You've seen this franchise go through a lot of different phases. What excites you, or how does this this season feel different than others?
Yeah, I mean, the energy's there. The energy's exciting, but all of that is important and great. But we got to wait till we get to the real thing to see how it goes. But it's been a really good training camp so far.
So the Dallas Wings just seeded the Toyota Antelopes by over 50 points. The score is 114-52, and the Dallas Wings were overly impressive. Defensively, they got after it. DiJonai Carrington was a huge and notable standout. She racked up multiple steals, and she was putting pressure on the ball the entire game. She spoke about playing 94 feet. This was an example of it tonight. Additionally, some other notable standouts was the entire Wings organization. The franchise, the roster that Kurt Miller put together over this offseason had 7 players score double-figure points. They had over 34 assists in this game, and they completely railroaded the Toyota Antelopes. Rookie standout Paige Bueckers played a great game. She had 15 points, 6 assists. She also had 80% true shooting from the floor, 4 rebounds, multiple steals, little to no turnovers. She had 2 turnovers. Most of the game she had 0. This is what she had to say about her game.
For questions in person.
Coach, this team had 7 players score double figures, had 34 assists overall. 2 questions. What does this kind of balance say about where this group is developmentally, and what's the next evolution you want to see before opening night?
Yeah, love the balance. I think it just speaks to the unselfishness, right? The willingness to make an extra pass, make the simple play, and that they're building trust amongst each other, right? You could see it out there tonight. They're building that connection. Next level is to continue to build on that. And again, tonight, the defense created the offense and things were good and flowing. It's going to be when we face some tough moments, right? How we navigate the adversity. So we'll be ready for it then.
Paige, how was the home cooking tonight?
It was great environment. It was a great turnout for the preseason game to get that first experience at the College Park Center in front of the Dallas crowd. It was a great turnout.
Arike, you were on the receiving end of a pretty big highlight play that's gone pretty viral tonight. What was that like in that moment when that ball comes whipping at you at 100 miles an hour? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think Paige just gets you easy buckets. Even if you think she doesn't see you, she sees you. But I knew she saw me there. But I saw the highlight when I was in the locker room. It was dope. But that's just going to be all year, so I'm excited about that.
Well, this question is for Paige and Arike. Both of you scored double figures, 6 assists apiece. Both of you shot well. Paige, you're 80% true shooting. Arike, you had 4 threes. What have you seen from each other that excites you two about sharing the backcourt with another?
Paige, go ahead. Just the unselfishness that we always make the right play. We're aggressive looking for our shots, but we're also aggressive in creating for others. And we just feed off of each other, as does the whole team. We're just unselfish in moving the ball and wanting to get the best shot available. And I think it started with our defense in the way that we pushed the tempo and got easy transition buckets, and then that opens up the floor for easier actions and looks in the half court.
What she said.
Coach, how do you see the development in playmaking instincts between these two developing so far this offseason?
Yeah, I think they're just going to continue to get, they're already incredible playmakers, and they're just going to continue to get more and more comfortable in our system and the common shapes and areas that they are on the floor. So just extremely encouraged.
This is for everyone. You guys always just look like you're having so much fun. What's just been your favorite part of just this group and this experience so far?
Arike first.
Yeah, I think it's just the personalities. I think the front office did a great job in obviously picking good basketball players, but good people off the court. So, it's fun when, your teammate scores because, we like each other. We want each other to do well. We want to see the next person do well. And I think that chemistry is going to help us when it comes to basketball for sure.
Paige?
Yeah, what Arike said. I think we all want to see each other succeed, and we care about each other not just on the court, but off the court as well. And so that chemistry and that build within each other always makes it fun to play with each other.
Question for Arike. Arike, in a game like this, maybe last year you would have had maybe 40 attempts.
That's kind of crazy.
You're right. Are you? What's the feel like? There's a lot of sharing, but obviously that's quite a departure from how many shots maybe you've taken in a game like this a year ago. How's it feeling?
Yeah, I think just like first week of training camp and then the first preseason game, I think I wasn't ready for how open I was. But now I'm used to it because, we have great players who are going to draw a lot of attention. So I will get easy buckets. I think I got some very easy buckets today. And, I'm really excited about that just for the rest of the year. That easy buckets, obviously I'll take my hard ones here and there, but that's going to be limited because players like Paige and DiJonai and then our fours, they're passing backdoor passes great. So they're going to give me easy buckets and vice versa. So I'm excited about that.
Coach, even though this is preseason, what does this victory mean for you? Just your time in the league as assistant coach and your time in college ranks. What does this mean for you tonight?
More than anything, just excited. It was another positive step for our group. So it's never about me, never will be about me. So it was another opportunity for us to learn and grow. And I thought we took advantage of that. And so now going into next week with prepping and continuing to build and establish this foundation, again, step by step. And so I was excited again with another good step tonight.
And there was like a few plays in a row where your team got, turnovers back to back to back. You talked about the defense. What was it like for you, just the assessment on the defense tonight, leveling up?
Yeah, I just appreciated the desire, and I told them to keep that same energy all year, right? They showed it tonight, and so that's what you can expect, and I've got to demand that of them, but it's fun. And then when they're able to turn people over, you see how exciting it is when they can get out in the open floor and just play.
Go to Rob on the Zoom.
Thank you. Rob Tiongson from the Podium Finish. Paige and Arike, we saw just how dynamic this team can be, not only with both of you working well in the backcourt, but also with how you're connecting with the front court. So how do you feel about this potential for your tandem to grow and lead this team through your playmaking and being two of the team's vocal leaders?
Yeah, I think it's just more time together we're just going to become more lethal. Obviously, it's a whole new team. Whole new system, whole new players. So it was going to take us time to get used to, and we're still not there, which is exciting because we still look solid from how short of a time we've been together. But just the more time we get to play and practice with each other, the better it's going to be because we have a lot of great pieces. So I'm excited about that.
Go to Kiko on the Zoom.
Hi, Coach. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'd like to ask you, what's your thought about my last two games?
Yeah, Mai is just fantastic. She is extremely intelligent and picks things up very quickly. So when she first got in, you saw put the ball in her hands, ATO, wonderful back shoulder pass to Tiara, and then right away in transition, put that thing right through the hoop from beyond the arc. So she is just like, she's been a great addition to camp and has helped us in a lot of different ways. So we were grateful to be able to have Mai with us right now.
And Arike and Paige, how do you like Mai as a teammate?
Yeah, Mai is like the sweetest girl. Like, she's always smiling. She comes in ready to work, and she's really good at basketball. Like he said, she's very, very smart. I feel like, all training camp, she's always made the right read. Like, I've never seen her make the wrong read, and that just goes with her IQ. But she's a great person. She brought us a lot of candies and treats from Japan, and just, it's been sweet, the whole time. So it's been great to have her around for sure, and she's a really good player.
Yeah, Mai's the best. Just when you're around her, you can't help but smile. It's so infectious, the energy, and just the positive positivity and joy that she brings to work every single day. And there's never an off day with Mai. She's super consistent in bringing that.
Thank you so much.
Paige, you had a Magic Johnson like pass early in the game. Sometimes you don't get to do those in game. You do them like, you know, in practice. How did that feel? That highlight type of pass?
Well, it was all because Maddie's hustle play to tip the ball up in the air. I was actually pretty scared. I don't like jump balls in the air just from trauma. But anyway, so to be able to grab it, I saw Arike out the corner of my eye, and I wanted to make it happen as soon as possible. They're really quick in closing passing lanes and getting deflections and steals. So just try to make that play as soon as possible.
Paige, before the game, you had mentioned one of your priorities was to use your voice and organize the offense. Just how do you think that went as you continue to adjust to the team?
Better than the first game, and trying to build on every single game before that and improving in that way. But just getting more reps in practice makes you more confident to be able to organize it during the game in a game environment. And the coaching staff and my teammates do a really good job of helping me out with that. It's definitely not a solo mission. So just trying to grow from game to game on that.
This is for all three of you. You guys hosted the Antelopes. Just how has that been throughout the week, and just seeing them play tonight? Just what did you see out of them?
Yeah, I mean, they play a really good. They challenge us in a ton of different ways. Their actions, just actions into actions, constant movement, really challenge us defensively to be able to defend for 24 seconds. You saw we got a couple shot clock violations, which is great, but they just really good and organized, and you could see their system on both sides of the ball. So yeah, it's been great, and just having them here in our spaces, they're insights into their culture. They're so grateful. We're so grateful for them being here. It's just a cool collaboration and a cool relationship.
Go back to Rob for one more.
Thank you. Paige, earlier this week on Media Day, you talked about wanting to be one of the leaders despite being a rookie and lacking that experience in the W. But now that the preseason games have wrapped up, how do you feel like you've been working towards this goal to be someone who can catalyze your teammates?
Yeah, like I talked about before, just finding that level of comfort every single day, and knowing it's a very comfortable environment here. It's where we're all receptive to learning, and we all just want to win. And regardless of age, how many years we've been in the league, like, we're willing to listen to each other, and we all just want to win. So we never know it's coming, or we always know it's never coming from an ill intention. So to be able, and coach empowers us to lead from where we are, regardless of experience. So we all want to be a player-led team, regardless of who the voices are. So that's always been the goal for us.
Thank you, guys.
Meanwhile, the veteran, the superstar, Arike Ogunbowale, she played a great game. She also had double-figure points, had 6 assists, 4 rebounds, and she looked fantastic, hitting 4 3-pointers throughout the game. This is what she had to say about playing with Paige Bueckers in the backcourt. Additionally, there were some moves made by head coach Chris Koclanes, who decided to start Maisha Hines-Allen at the center spot instead of the well-known fan favorite Tiara McCowan. This gave the wings a lot more speed defensively and offensively, as Hines-Allen is a lot more mobile and able to switch with more defenders on the court. This was a really great move by coach Koclanes because the wings were able to, again, just be versatile with their lineups. Maddie Seegers came off the bench. She scored in double-figure points. She looked great in her role. And additionally, there was just a lot of synergy between this team. Nalissa Smith also played really well in her starting role, 9 points in limited minutes and almost getting a double-double. So all in all, this whole entire Wings team looked great. JJ Quinterly looks like she's played herself into a roster spot. So it's a lot. It's a lot to see and a lot to like if you are a Dallas Wings fan. With that being said, we'll check back in and make sure y'all sub to the YouTube, and we're out of here.